What's good, guys? It's Joseph, and today I'm in Black Ops 2 and I'm going to show you guys how to make cinematics that kind of like go through the map, and they look really cool and they're like rotated and stuff, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And this is going to be like a two-part tutorial. I'm going to show you how to record the cinematics, and I'm going to show you how to edit them in After Effects. So that's going to be pretty cool. It's going to look just like the preview that you saw in the beginning of the video. I'm using the same things I made in theater mode. I'm not going to show you how to make the custom games part of it, because I've did that in another tutorial and it's pretty easy. All you do is just go into custom games and set up and like kill a couple bots or something like that, whatever you want. So I have a couple films here. I'm going to use this one and then this one right here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and start this up and I'll see you in there. Alright guys, so I'm in theater mode right now and I'm going to go ahead and get started. But before we get started, if you have any edits, go ahead and submit those to my editing contest in the description. I'm doing a weekly editing contest. I just started it, so I'd love to see more edits coming into that. And so let's go ahead and get started with this. I'm gonna go ahead and double tap Y because I did the Fobsco glitch in the custom games thingy. So if you don't know how to do that, I'll probably put links to those tutorials that I've made in the description. So I'm gonna go ahead and just fast forward here, and then I'm gonna press the right bumper on my controller so I can go into edit camera mode, and I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward to about 47 seconds because that's where the death starts to happen. I'm going to press B to disable HUD so there's no name on top of him. So I'm going to go about 47 seconds. So there we go. And so how we get it to play slow is you barely hold down on the right trigger, just so you can like be a little bit more precise here. You don't have to do this, but this is just what I do. Barely hold down the right trigger, and then you just press the select button, and then let go of the right trigger, and then just let him die, just like that. So now we're gonna go ahead and get started with making the cinematic. The player was right here, so I kind of wanted to be right where the player was standing after he made the shot, so it was about right here, and that's where I would make my first marker by pressing down on the right stick. So that's where the first marker is, and then press play, and then wait about, I would say, 4 to 5 seconds, like just count in your head, and then go. And I put the next one in here, and then I'll put it facing that door, so the camera it switches views. It like turns like this. It looks really nice that way. And then press play, about 4 more seconds, and stop it. Then go. I moved it out to here, to where the death was, and I didn't time it as good as I did in the beginning of the video that you saw. And so I'm just going to press play again and then keep going. So it's been 4 seconds right here. Facing this doorway, press play again. And then the next one I put was right here. And then the next one, I went ahead and put it right here. And so if you went back into the dolly camera and just played it all, it would go through all of that. And you want to take your time on it because you don't want it to look all choppy. I just did that for the sake of this tutorial, so now you guys know how to do it. And so now we're going to go ahead and jump into the second map, and I will see you there. So here we are on the second map, and go ahead and double tap Y again and get into making the cinematics. I know I'm going a little bit fast through this, but this is not really the most important part because you're going to be editing the cinematics a ton in After Effects, and that's the next part that we're going to skip to after we finish recording this. So I'm going to go ahead and record it how I did before. I'm not going to do it with the player though, because I experienced a little bit of trouble trying to sync because the player just looked really weird. It was kind of glitching out. So I'm going to go ahead and just remember when we ended the cinematic, we ended it at him in that little hallway type thing at a wall, and he was going like this. And so that would look really smooth if we did another transition. It was kind of like a transition type thing. So go ahead and go back into the camera mode, and I'm going to make a marker right here, and then I'm going to make one like right here, after a couple seconds have passed, like right there. So that means it would go through like this, and then you can go after a couple seconds, make another keyframe right here, after another couple seconds here, and then right here. And if you go back, and it's going to look really choppy because I didn't spend my time at all. If you go into the dolly camera, it would go through all of that, and actually that looks pretty clean. I would probably use that in the edit. And that's really all you have to do to record those kind of cinematics. You have to be, you got to be smart with where you put your camera angles, and you just want it to look as nice as possible. If you want to, this looks really good. Also, if you like face the camera down, and then you make one and it comes up, so it kind of like goes up like this, that also looks really good. And then like turning, going into rooms, coming out of stuff. It just looks really nice when you do that. So that's it for this part of the tutorial. Let's go ahead and hop right into After Effects and get started on making this look really nice. Alright, so here we are in the composition that I've made with the project file. This project file is going to be in the description for you to download and follow along with me in this part of the tutorial. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time, and hopefully this video won't be too long for you to watch. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all of this except the song, because I already have my markers on the song. If you double tap L on your keyboard, you can see where I put my markers at. If you don't know how to put markers, go ahead and put where you want in the song, and then drag one of these and hold shift, and it will snap to your little scrubber thingy. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the clip. This clip is going to be in the description with the project file and everything. And so let's just say I've synced it and everything. That's not really what we're worried about. So this is where the first shot would be, and then offbeat, second shot, offbeat, and third shot. And this is where the transition from the clip will be to the cinematic. So let's just pretend we have that synced up, everything fine. So now we're gonna just pretend that's synced up. So now we're gonna go into cinematics, and then this is the first one that I made. And I'm gonna go ahead and drag that onto the composition, and then press the left square bracket key next to the P key on your keyboard to snap it there. So now we're going to go ahead and press Control Alt T to enable time remapping, and then drag this forward until the clip moves. So now we know it's already moving everything, so it's all good. So now that we got that out of the way, what we're going to do now is find where you want the cinematic to like sync to. And this took me a while to figure out, because I usually don't make cinematics like this, but I've heard a lot of people asking for a tutorial like this, because I haven't really seen one showing how to do this kind of stuff. So hope you enjoy this one. So I'm going to go ahead and press the decimal key on my number pad to preview the audio really quick. So I'm just going to go ahead and make the first beat here, and then the next marker probably right here, like I did in the preview. And then I'm going to probably drag this until like it's about to go out and view the death. And then in the next part I'm going to sync to is probably going to have to be probably right here, because that's where the song ends anyways, and that's what I did in the preview. I'm just going to go ahead and redo what I did. Just like that. So now we got the cinematic is synced linearly, and I'm going to go ahead and press Alt and then the right square bracket key to snap that off. And then I use time remap obviously to do this. So just press F9 on your keyboard or right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease, and then go into the graph editor. So now we have our little values that we can edit. I'm going to go ahead and drag this up so we have more room to see what we're doing. And you don't want it to be like how you would sync a clip. Like, you don't want it to be like as high as you can and like that. You want it to be like, you want it to like barely move, like barely like go that fast or that slow, because you want it to be like sort of even throughout the whole thing. So you want to really play around with it to find something that you like, because each song is different, each cinematic's going to be different. Not all of them are going to be the same. And so let's just like pretend that that works out for us. And so I might do a quick little RAM preview just to see if it worked out or not. So what I do to make RAM previews faster is I go ahead and like put the resolution down to 3rd and then skip 1 keyframe. And so I'm going to go ahead and press the RAM preview button. And so now it's previewing. And so far it looks pretty good. But that's not really like my main focus, because you guys know how to sync. See, like that doesn't really look that good. I might play around with this a little bit more to get something that I like a little bit better. I'm gonna RAM preview that again. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because it's a tutorial, but you guys should. Okay, that doesn't look as good as it did in the preview, but you know the gist of how to sync it and stuff. That's not really what we're worried about. We're worried about making it look good after you've synced it. So I'm gonna go ahead and press R on my keyboard to rotate the cinematic. I'm gonna go ahead and press the keyframe at the beginning at 0, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go forward about halfway between this and this beat, because we're gonna make the position, like the rotation, change between this beat and that beat. And so whatever looks good to you, like this, I've chose that a rotation to the whatever, like with the positive value looked good when I was going through this, so I put it at like a +7, and then I changed this right here to a -7. So it's kind of like the opposite. And then as it moved forward this way, I just made it even, like made it rotate even more, like a -10. And then I went ahead and eased all these keyframes. And if you go into the graph editor, it looks kind of funky, and you really want to play around and see what looks good with it. I went with like kind of went up like this, and each one is going to look different because you never know when you're going to like rotate it and stuff. And it's all about rotation. That's what makes it look so good, is because the camera rotates as you're moving, and so it looks really clean and everything like that. So I'm going to leave this like this, and then I'm going to drag this out so it's kind of like it smooths out when it rotates like this. It's really smooth. And then I'm going to go ahead, and after that, drag this. You can either drag it up like this, or I chose to drag it like this, so it makes this part smooth right here when it changes. And then I just left it like that for the rest. And then I started the next one with a rotation of -10. So I'll go ahead and RAM preview it and see what it looks like. See, it looks pretty good, but it doesn't look as good because I'm not really spending that much time on it. You can't just go into After Effects and just like expect to have like the best results from just like 2 minutes of work. So you want to keep putting time into it. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and drag the next one on and just go through the same motions that you did. If you get what I'm trying to say here, you don't really have to look at this part. This is really all you have to do. There's nothing really other that you have to do other than, oh yeah, you also, for this, just like press S and put the scale up to like 110, so you get rid of those black edges, and then just put some black bars on it, so you can like get rid of these black edges at the top just by like making a new black solid, and then go into your effects and presets and type in CC Jaws. It's gonna load up here because I have a whole bunch of presets that I've saved. I'm gonna make a tutorial on how to save effects and presets into After Effects, so you don't have to keep going out and bringing them in, which is kind of a hassle to do. I'll make another tutorial on that later. So I'm gonna type in CC Jaws and then drag that onto the solid, and then put the height down, and then put the completion to about like 85 or whatever looks good for you, depends. And so the little black parts are gone. And actually for cinematics, I make the completion a little bit more, so I get a more of an effect. And what makes it look even better is if you go like 10 frames or so before the cinematic comes in, make a keyframe, and then go 10 frames after the cinematic comes in, or however many frames you want to, and then just put it at like 70 or something. Makes it look like more cinematic-y, and then just like ease those keyframes. I found that looks really nice in an edit. And so now you see, oh yeah. And this isn't where the guy was standing. I'm gonna go ahead and like show you where he was standing, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and put timer map on that and just drag it forward. Like after the last shot, he was standing like literally about right there. So it went right into there, into the cinematic. So it looks really cool when you do like that, things like that, and like sync it up. And so I'm not going to show you how to sync the last one because it's basically the same exact thing as the first one. I don't want to make this video any longer than it has to be. So other than that, if you guys learn anything, if you guys enjoy tutorials like this, if you want to see more cinematic tutorials, because those seem to do the best on my channel, go ahead and comment down below. Or if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, my DMs are open on Twitter as well. And if you want my Skype, just go ahead and ask me for it. I'm not going to give it out because, I'm not going to give it out unless you need it. And put some edits in that description, the application in the description. Put some edits in there. I want to see more edits from you guys. So other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'm out. Peace.